and I understand.
Penya kwesi abo.
On say so no mu delia. Ebi ane doctors mo wi kwa buso nya call bi free crime.
Exactly.
Just say omo workers no kwa omo vi say still na wo say Accra ni bi yes. In the next time we will say there are 2 accounts mo adwuma ne de ye. Mo amu mu nyina mbo mabaso. Mo ya de pa. Until next week no. You better say come back binti amoma yenya ni ehu de.
Na mo clients ya mo aba ayem ni mo eye adwuma yi. Mo na mama adwuma na atumpon abeduru.
Ma de mo ye.
Enti no tembia no ne customers ne pe na ye.
Na no ba ku bi amni om ko e ogoju sika no na adane ma. Ena this all ko fa Ghana card ko fa just all ma mi din na abetro myself. Sa no mo de ama mejai. Say any be for the ma ko
you see numbers in the
okay. Hey, what is assemble?
I kakre.
Move nyame na means so mama. Eh ya move nyame. Na means so my. Said dey be fine be mama so. And the old mama enie. Na means so but be port for your Dorcas number near 0558119281 and Michael is 0242 288915 0244 59840 near Daniel and our face 0555 642 900 Boniface 0244 170601 and no air callings enti so better tnase anamebwa so better tnase da ya na mape kanji ni bia no mu kanji nsuo no na ema ya hoden aye koba da enti no pe bia kanji obi ananum bi ensema catch us all the offer afo a na wa hwe wo how the challenge that you have no wa gogo wa send so kanjin and bia migraine and kanjin and hypertension kanjin and we will say AI and chat GTP ni adomo ma answers no kanjin na bebo so bad ono amuzu just no echim good morning Godfather, the Beeple lady is so nice. Ask her if she's available on the market. She's not. What is? Kindly mention only Dorcas number and forget the rest. Remember our problem. Anambwa. Remember how? And I remember ni bio how. The money be who be remember cause money ya baako na baako ya sa chimutu na nema mu hu na this intidua ba keja amraso ne kai o say lady be ne guy bi na matonzo ba bi na o hia no kai nse mu metena kai no ne enko no say ado so e de amode beba e abaako betu baako e di abaako so bad young koi
some of the doors nyame na recruit e won se ni nyine na moto Donnarumma and now say confirmation about City na kwentu no baso na there's a whole lot of conversations around Donnarumma and why Pep Guardiola will go for him because clearly yenim Pep on kwan to him say at the time or joining Manchester City Joe Hart was 4 times no aji Golden Gloves for England. And Golden Gloves near said ye season keeper who keep the most clean sheet. There's not Joe Hart, I just had the 9 in the books of Manchester City. But Minnesota what Pep Joe Hart interview and saying postcard is some to a cotton back so now was it Carragher or Ferdinand and now or Chirimu what happened behind the scenes. And also from the word go, Guardiola making a clear say on kind of plans on. The only part on Joe Hart as a person feeling disappointed was that or expected saying Guardiola buy no. Because ball must study one body me penny be. But I mean go through the process for you to develop to that extent. Next and man that chance so may try. Then you meant nya where you messing chamber from the word go Guardiola man even that opportunity for him to work on that aspect and also on your for him to even prove so betting and I say and also that's his only problem. But for Guardiola as a manager respecting the decision because no so about we are expecting him to win. So at the end of the day, on to me favors and Bambe. So fast forward from Claudio Bravo to Ederson. Now you call Donnarumma. That is where the questions are coming in. Now, Mr. Otuo, I decided to add a bit of statistics to the conversation to see if indeed these questions are called for reason. Questions are, Mr. Otuo, right or wrong. So I decided to do a bit of little comparison between Donnarumma and Ederson on the key components. Comprise and I Pep Guardiola and the ball and his demand from a keeper. So born between my graphics now to any chassis. So we look at 2024 in the League One and also 2024 in the English Premier League. Now my focus in minutes played in any adeno. But to I'll check here. So I started from save percentage, even with the saves in common cry dinner. Based on the English Premier League, 2 more matches than Donnarumma, 321 minutes more than Donnarumma. No. Ederson was more saves percentage than Donnarumma. Mutumba what I say. Inti Omeki 54 saves, whilst Donnarumma making 51 saves. But to the Ebema Washem Common is also minutes in my minutes in a barco, the doors chamber. So you factor that into the conversation. Then you look at a save percentage, where there is 67.5, where there is 67.11. There's a saves one pono, and also based on the number of matches or boy and to the end was through. But maybe here pie the aspect where we discuss Pep Guardiola and the demands from a keeper, which include passing. Now, open play passes completed. Ederson was 614. Donnarumma was 360. First question mark. His ability to pass. I started check it. To your open play passes complete and your open play passes nankasa. Until the others completing 614. But as a keeper, he was demanded to pass 706 times, meaning he is involved in the game as a keeper. Number of times he can also pass it. Now he's a keeper that even creates chances. He's a keeper that give assists or 4 assists and created 3 chances. Now pass nankasampo ye bium your open play passes and your pass attempt, your pass completed, your long passes, your forward passes, your sideway passes, your back passes. Ninyina so to see a kanina bomb from long passes to forward passes to through ball to sideway passes completed. Ninyina to say Donnarumma the end pon do Ederson the end half. And then when the man yem shame say if this is the style of play of Manchester City and the attributes of the keeper nearby they are match it. So what exactly can be the reasoner? Emma Pep, the traditional way of all born the ball, I say, oh yeah, to kakra. Now I call for a different keeper with a different style and fit it the City level. And so that is what I realized. So when I would try a Manchester City team the last season, even in the World Club Championship, City Highline gets exposed a lot. That has been the weakness of Pep Guardiola team. The Highline gets exposed. So the keeper is called to save things on one-on-one occasions. Now, on the one-on-one occasions, lately, if you've been watching Ederson, I'm to say he's not functioning well. Until it's maybe 4 shot on target. That means 4 shot on target in against Madrid, the one-on-one he was not good. Club World Cup one-on-one he was exposed in the league one-on-one occasions. Sa super role names to now mo pe one on na say as ye hu ne sa adbiem e wa Ederson. But when you watch Donnarumma is a traditional goalkeeper, the old model type of keepers whose emphasis is solely on saves, emphasis on reflexes, emphasis on being a scary personality on one-on-one occasions. And I think say be a Guardiola person son in your kakra from a keeper that will pass to a keeper that will do the traditional act of goalkeeping. That is what I'm thinking from Pep Guardiola. So I feel they make a phobia. Send your first keeper and down the sun or your mammy. In the body crab a Tommy defense nechi. That won't PM proud with me a baby mammy. So one-on-one that's all piaba or swa. You can see, say, who no be about so no. And my whole strike can unya that freedom to properly execute whatever you've planned in your mind. And if you watch the Champions League, you realize that PSG, a brand no dominating opponent, a brand no pressure opponent, no. Saboni betom defense next year. We were seeing Donnarumma being the pillar between they losing and they winning. That is the traditional act of goalkeeping. And I think Guardiola is Otuo, he's changing because at the point we saw Guardiola with flying fullbacks. No pe fullbacks are more than say yanko enim enko take. Then at a point he decided that he won't let his fullbacks occupy the wings again. Now they should invert to the central zones. Now moment take you over a midfield. Instead of say omo court line so sano, they say they invert to the midfield. And now last season we check here, he started with that back four of defenders in Kwa. Where instead of they flying or omo invert, no, they were rather deep to protect. So you can see that Guardiola has been evolving on the style of play, no? And I think in the goalkeeping area, Otuo, he's going to evolve because with Donnarumma, you cannot demand that level of passes. No? Rather, he's going to go for a keeper, the act of saving. Tomorrow said Donnarumma PSG to me bobo no I make 9 saves in the game. You don't see that from Edison, so Mr. Otuo. Tomorrow said PSG bobo game again. No I make 7 saves. Crucial moment. No, yes, Edumano. I think that is what Pep Guardiola is going for. I am moving forward. Bank comes to Kiesha market now. Portugal keeper Diego Costa. No money or more. If I say born woman bopa or pass be will peer be near de. But for City to agree with Donnarumma, let's expect something different from Pep Guardiola team. No, I am moving forward. No, to a year 2 come on so no. Hey, I ask more.
But I to me where. The fact that I can't 1 year contract.
I know.
And probably he's not ready to renew.
I know.
And he's looking for a goalkeeper who is available in the market.
But say, so I study City in the paper. Pep, your manager, the star no person or the player bono. And number 1 tenor will go for when he's signing a player. So I study Pep star in the power. Into us, you might be suggesting so player where available no. Pep will not be looking at that. He would rather be looking at a different player that fits his style better than a player that is available because or handle a team that or more the financial readiness to invest to get him the player he wants. It was a Guardiola signing.
But you see, your investment and players availability are 2 things. Maybe some say be a net star no person. But he wants a goalkeeper at the top level. Now, Donnarumma clearly is one of the best goalkeepers in the world. He's available in the market, and his only weakness could be that passing ability,
which is a major part of the game. No?
So if he takes all the boxes. If he takes all the boxes, apart from passing, because he may not be that bad as a passer. But be at the ceremony for records na better and starts na better. So if Donnarumma is available, passing in and Ederson who may want to leave the club.
Also, the other keepers available. Nana make put
is he available?
With City.
Is he ready to move?
With City, no. When they want a player, I'm come on a bit different. Tijani Randes, partner Makofane free Siaba. Josco Vadio, Mr. How many the person and value Josco Vadio? Guardiola say on Nampen, no, I could almost 100 million, no, Akofanaba. Akofa Manuel Akanjiaba. Into us study the kind of players or signing. I say, the Opefru number 1. So, with Manchester City, it is difficult for you to say money is a problem. That is sitting common. No. Well, we to now say na me share. James Makachi, Dilap, Romeo Lavia, and Cole Palmer. At the time, I know more Manchester City. Now, pay youth team no sa 4 way. They were the players are not City for any job. This one be take over. Also, Ford in Sancho Mubachi no were Nim Chain, Romeo Lavia ne Cole Palmer Mubachi no. But sa 4 players in Yamisoto City Tom Munina, Eddie Omoko. So City is raising money from their youth team also they become common. They have enough to break the bank to go for a keeper. Omope. So that's what the point I make. Say financially they don't have headache. So when you realize that Guardiola go for a player, and style no as a different kakra, it should give an idea. Say be a coach no accept so as a son in your man. That is where I am coming from. Because if you are going to demand, say, Akanji Mojia, Omon passing kwechire, Ruben Dias Moja, Omon passing kwechire, the number of times you who say, Pacho ne, Makinyo se pass Yama Donnarumma, to a Maswane true. And yana one thing. So the Guardiola I know always play players to suit almost strength in his system.
So you think that Donnarumma means that he wants to change his
exactly.
style. Okay.
So we are going to see City where they be more peer free. Maybe they will do that without Donnarumma. Okay. But the American problem was the savings, the short savings. Saving the short, the one-on-one occasions. That was where I City for no.
Okay, yeah, I'm going.
But we're moving forward. Yeah, quite nimno. And no, I could see from Kakra. And Thomas Frank in some no candy, Mr. Two. I mean, said Antiasia. Say, we a manager na while perform operation. Na operation was successful, but a patient no. On say Nkomobisa woni idea na ya confused kaka. That is a successful operation, but patient no. Na so person kire say bia say kidney transplanter. Wetimi ayi kidney ba ko na be sha be ewie.
From a medical point of view, you did the right thing.
Be ewie nipa na wu. E be obi en ho bebo aba.
E basa. Etimi basa.
Ba wunya abaso bode.
Go on tiase intra. Mo amun tiase no ba ni senior doctor betuma bona beti say you did a good thing.
Incident na nipa na survive. That's the question.
Nipa survivor there.
And the any train free Spurs all had to do it a year, but to win the cup.
Is it always about winning and not successful?
On say on no person say so Timia could toe to toe with a club like PSG and a 2-2 draw. He's okay with the result.
So he wasn't expecting to be at that level at this time.
Whether he win the trophy or not, to play with them no cry enough, man. In that case, he's trying to say any team not losing. Oh, they were successful even executing his plan.
That wasn't my understanding. He said to play with them. No, the way he played and executed his mandate, was good enough for him.
That is what he's trying to say.
For instance, was said on boy one who said they can play with any team in the world, given the way they played. Man, who Thomas Frank our winning match or say he wasn't excited.
That's also a mentality.
Hey, who knows what's Sunday?
For you to be,
who didn't say he's loaded for that? Mekale maybe. Omni Arsenal Bobby, he did very well. I think it was a draw, baby. We all say that was not what he expected. Not or if he said they could have done better than that. To honor him, so where results on corner.
And on and until I maybe catch and say you would team be a boy a ball. Spurs be a honey you to know because Spurs in your team are more trophy seven so two the hard drink. But with this mentality in your fan called team Cassia and Cobo. Send me me bar. So much me boss and I'm a session what them when ye mammy at me okay. Barcelona won't entertain that. Chelsea won't entertain that. Arsenal.
Are you sure?
Oh, of course, no, they don't entertain that. The big teams don't entertain. Say, oh, born they were open when to me and the trophy. You were leading with less than 10 minutes. With less than 10 minutes, you break down when you lose. You can't say you are happy because you are connect to neck. No. And now because we told this, oh, the Sam come who can be 100.
So on go to Madrid. So that also not be a good
moving from Brentford.
So his comment today was relative to Tottenham.
Until I make us say Honda will be okay.
The coach prepares a team for a game, and you take all the boxes. The best of me, you know, your mommy.
But so the opposite will be a man. There's all the crew and
that
means you have a losing mentality.
It's always like that. No.
You have a losing mentality as a manager.
No.
If you go to a game. Now execute to plan to perfection, and I'm bet here with a win, or I'm bet here with a trophy.
Football is not like that.
Unless they be a home and away, and I know what plan is. Me ko nipa ne home no, me person nipa ne be shame baby. They send your back home and make hell now. We understand you, but at the end of the day, we must see you qualifying, because the ultimate from every game is to win. When a preseason match, there is a trophy on it. And an important trophy, a competitive trophy as such. And to whom Bejina Hombo, every lead Emma last minute to where you see Emma make us answer him saying train. What me to what you need to change his mentality. This kind of mentality is best fit for Brentford. But the moment you realize these mentalities cannot be encouraged.
It will not be encouraged. That's the coach's mentality.
No, a weak one to be precise. There's no way I bet to say Josie. Aqua Cup final. No, I lead it 2-0.
Jose is a different individual.
Pep lead it 2-0. I bet it. No, about can say.
It depends on the opponent you are playing against. Any team now, coach.
But Obiano in the project. Obiano in the project.
Say Tottenham Okobo against PSG. No much standing toe-to-toe with PSG.
It is at this time of the project.
I think it's good.
At this time of the project,
sometimes
he just took over this team.
Sometimes, compare Mummy Noah.
What is saying? Only 2 months, right?
PSG, I was watching Tottenham.
The quite be as
was be it's to say about Otie, you best start again. You buzz as a Tottenham ni PSG, one a Bishibia. Straight away, break. You just give it to PSG. Didn't remember PSG because you feel that they are better than them. Yeah, the pandit to say we are 100 age now. It's possible 98 will go for PSG. Didn't number go for PSG. It's because PSG is miles ahead of Tottenham. So it's if you are a coach. Now uko game ni see a mono for a ball game to say weapon. Now uko game na mzo two. Obi are right off. So we need the favorite to win because you are playing against the best side in Europe. Then you are able to stand against them, even taking a lead. Stretch the game on Betika penalties and they win on penalties. Send a message to where say say Tottenham crown you bet me PSG aba. In this kind of defeats, it prepares you towards
different.
Get into way.
You see, Omono, they believe in projects. This guy has taken over this car for just 2 months.
Granted.
And he's preparing the team for a major competition or competitions ahead. So if after 2 months, Otimini Wemu Jina say, and yeah, now we are Chelsea mo, demystify Nemaka Kraba PSG. Oh, Obama. And now if you look at the Tottenham team, I mean, defensively they were good. Tembiombe taking off. Utim say everything about the team was good until that mentality, not of the coach but of the players.
I'm not a coach, and now coach you can't say when I say on the question. As a coach, you are there for so move.
Now, Ojo catch us on me and take
mentality. They also
project great team away for 6 months. It will be very difficult to beat them.
If you wanted to write a statement or put something across, beating PSG is the perfect statement to tell everybody in England that watch out for Spurs. To raise their fear factor.
We are 10 with it. Let's go.
May I sure say will be a Tottenham season about no doubt about Tottenham team no.
No, what's the team?
Obesa wadwe kakra o team no.
What's the team?
Na team out na.
What's the team?
Obia onim Tottenham so me to.
We are going to play big teams o. We are going to play big teams. You are coming to play in the Champions League. No, Debbie.
When people to me no.
Some no kind of some
Chelsea. Aside Chelsea. Big teams here working. Tottenham was Liverpool. Sorry, PSG was Liverpool. PSG was Real Madrid. PSG was Arsenal.
I'm sure we will also be a coach because
no. But when you are coaching, when you are coaching Liverpool, when you are coaching Arsenal, the standard of these teams and to say Tottenham was pay. So I say, I just say, remember to Golden Cakes. No got to go FA Cup final. Oh, how the Golden Cakes coach was happy.
We Europa League finals.
Now Europa League finals. Only Champions League winner.
What was Europa League?
Europa League group draw for Champions League. Kwano wa.
Nanya mo ayi me ka se kotoko draw ibai. Osu wo mundi kan hwe kara de no. They do work de no ma hwe de ombe.
Kotoko coach ne wa ko Nanzi to Basse boy in the panel.
Yeah, because currently work standard was switching kotoko. We to and anyoma kakra bi. Anyoma kakra bi a esi wo game ni ma me pese ye hwe ho asem na ye kan. ebe se me hwe Tottenham Hotspur team ne kakra bi na eno game no mu wie ne how mo prepare themselves toward the season. Se ofa Tottenham team no enra one area ababo mabaso their defensive shape, starting with how almost arrange your defense, how almost arrange your midfield, and how Kudus and Richarlison ebe is so important to Tottenham setup, and even when omo decided some beko on a medium pressing omo on high pressing to say na PSG for person omo ye no. Eti Usha Tottenham team na they went with a 3-back, Kevin Danso, Christian Romero, Van de Ven as their 3-back. Then 2 wing-backs, 3 midfielders, Paulinho, Betancourt, and Asa. Then Kudus, Richarlison. Say Ufa Tottenham team ne enra clearly who said the mindset of the coach was prevent PSG from scoring. The kind of spaces somebody be minor. Let's try as much as possible to punish PSG. And the few chances ne beba ya afano, you utilize our chances ne beba ya afano. It's often the fullbacks now, Spencer and then Pedro Porro. They were so instrumental enra. PSG team is like a machine. I a car engine boarding pa ba auto engine and asa wo car engine sim na tie nwu ase a better na car na timi move so auto tie egu car na ase be car engine ho na se car no steer no untimi move steer na the car cannot move. Every part of car is very important. It to the auto car o dey free about chire na eba now the ones okay yes we care efe bibi kitwe bia if you about chire ba na account dey free ho pe Mose car no ne fe no ne so atekakra. That is how the PSG team is. A team is not centered around one player. Yes, there are other players are so instrumental to our PSG team, Luis Enrique Pesomobo. But say every single player within the PSG team, you design a specific role. Eddie Amasa player no. Eti one example, Mizoto. Okay, omone Chelsea. When omulusu Pacho in the final, you could clearly see say Chelsea for omo defense no. Because one thing Pacho de bro and the ball reading qualities and how a team the ball ni free actually. When opponent ne kra no close to omo midfielders na Pacho ebe ade sa passing abilities na obi se Vitinha, obi ti se Neves, obi se Fabian Ruiz e de be ma wo mo no. Eti omo team ni player ba kokora film a omo se PSG team na ye weak. Now, coaches are finding a way to stop this PSG team. Not blocking Dembele. And yes, he has stopped Vitinha from controlling the game. But one area PSG team was to Omodia had teams bad this season in Europe. Ayo move fullbacks no. Nuno Mendes and Achraf Hakimi. How they defend and how they attack. So we show money Chelsea game now. Eye hawa Melu Gusto ene Kopama Edistable Mendes ene Pedro Neves zoto no boy omoto from Owusin no Jao Neves boy Chelsea to from Owusin Portugal Pedro Neto eti coach na assign Pedro Neto to Achraf Hakimi then Kopama ni Gusto to stop Nuno Mendes. The moment yes, I pet Mizoto, the PSG team was not functioning again. Achraf Hakimi, the number of times so co-opponent in a half no, it's even more than the number of times our PSG midfielders in co-opponent in a half. It's stop from moving what stop one parter a function well when the PSG team is moving. It's a no wish game now, Mizoto. Or they call 3-back no. Pedro Porro on the as in the right wing back and as Spence as in the left wing back. O push you almost to stop the runs of Achraf Hakimi and Nuno Mendes. And by doing so, on say Nuno Mendes ya can asem this season And I watch the quality defending to his game. Oh. Can another strength of his game is how he attacks. The weakness is how he defend. It's players Amzoto or Matimia finding a way to destabilize him when he's attacking. Untimin kwa no I confused when he's defending. It's where the Kupama de no. And no had the Kudus de no. It was perfect arrangement from Thomas Frank. I will not game no more boy, you know. By doing so, you need to also keep their defender center backs busy. They said there, Pedro, at the year, two center backs during the World Cup Championship, no, and then no David Charlison. But any team behind the Benyasa players who are workaholic and ready to sacrifice for the team, they said the Richarlison and Pedro, you know. It's the end right there, Mr. They almost finding a way to stop the PSG team. Yes, I'm out for my excuses. Almost 30 preseason chair. But tactically, this Tottenham team was well arranged. One area me feel say no more falling short in say Tottenham lack high quality passes of the ball. Ya break PSG area no. The obekuta ball a Mzoto. Who say pass your day by die. Ebe cause damage to PSG team no.
It's because the Inter, all his midfielders are defensive-minded midfielders.
Boy, omo winning ball, omo winning we asa. It's you for Tottenham team.
And you are certain say you wanted Kudus to do that work.
Yes. Who's the quality passes within the Tottenham team no? Pedro Porro, and Christian Romero, and players here are defenders. If you don't expect them to create a lot of chances, they are more attackers no. Yes, Kudus here, but sometimes on say Kudus. Or train do stage be anu abre. Eti ana ne passing quality na wo form. Eno na ya mama hu reason why Moko Peze no from Crystal Palace no. They need that type of a player. And omunya mezoto omunya Eze no. Anas Savio ebe kan wo team ne ho a. They get closer to clubs na form say omoya outsiders but they can cause surprise to enter the top 4. Maybe the coach, me pen asem your coach, one with the strength of his team. Me team ni ya ho odin nie. The menene kwa akobo me the strategy we ne kwa me team ni nabo. And that was what Thomas Frank and Nenra to get that result. Mizoto omunya ya against PSG. PSG team Mizoto is a quality team. And the kind of strength omo almost showcase for like a full season. Actually, Mizoto they are able to beat any side in Europe. It's when you are able to stand toe to toe with them. I think, and no crano. Sometimes the ball na bono defeat you or crana. It helps you to grow.
And yet, so bad position area. Over a resort to Massa. Well, also only did training about the
setting a Bobo
when the back way exams, no, or Yarekrano and Grove, that's what.
Yeah, can it changes? Yeah, can it changes? To say Kudus, to say Richarlison doing a yellow card, to say Palinia, if you know. How Palinia did defensive stability, bomb my food no. Kudus, how I know Timmy containing pressure, see a bobo on a manner. How I know Richarlison at this table or play. Or build up from the back. It's mixing these 3 players no because only equal replacement. Tottenham ni obi owo bench wonra no betin Kudus adwuma no. Omo ni obi obetin Richarlison adwuma no. And omo ni obi obetin Palinya adwuma no. It's definitely pressure will come on you. But Makasa dey we semzoto. One area I'm a full Tottenham team no. Omo up there with any top side. Omo 2 center backs no. Christian Romero and Van de Ven.
Oh, are they done so in a 3-back system?
Yeah, in a 3-back system. Yes, because of opponents and no more airborne. It was a good strategy from Tottenham team. No, kudos to PSG and Bema Boada. They deserve it based on how our season in I think they deserve it. They said the assembly nyaba na we yaba na say Liverpool and no maba Italy. Abe kontokwa no mabu Italy for nyina. No mo dey show see. I say do mafano. Samri kura no bizotu em we see em send the private jet na see na Giovanni Leone asem no say makacho say he is a defender me say oye midfielder and asem bizotu oye attacker and at this age o move to the Premier League and Spanish La Liga I don't have a problem but at his age currently he's 18 now we a defender the best place to study the art of defending is Italy, because where a country produce Ciro Ferreira, Cesare Maldini, Gianluca Zambrotta, Leo Bonucci, Giorgio Cellini, Giacinto Facchetti. Where a country produce Marco Tardelli, Mauro Tassotti, Franco Baresi, Bergomi, Antonio Cabrini, Claudio Gentili, Gaetano Siria, Fabio Cannavaro, Alessandro Nesta. On my behind where was Asisua, I produce defenders in Italy. On my behind who comes to two, who for me said Giacinto Facchetti. I know can Inter Milan team, Ana Helenio Herrera, a coach now. He is the first defender in the history of the Ballon d'Or. Seems to top 3. He's the first defender in the history of Ballon d'Or top 3. He was second in 1965. When Franz Beckenbauer came, the next defender to enter the top 3 in Ballon d'Or was Franco Baresi, 1989. Van Basten did first and Baresi did second. Then at a point in Paolo Maldini. In the history of Ballon d'Or, Mizoto, Fabio Cannavaro, our J Ballon d'Or, no. Oye Italian. It is a way Akrana Usiso, now we a defender with Italy. You look up to these defenders. And you stay in Italy to study it, because the first idea of Italian coaches, somebody show Omu players team is to how to defend. Into the art of defending, ye chere Italy. Why would the name Giovanni Leone Biano? Mizoto make us a medinato screen so. Ubet me aheno. At the age of 18, Mizoto. At the age of 18, Mizoto. At the age of 18, playing like 17, 18 games in the Italian Serie A. Na ubenya Inter.
Is this Italy for Uncle England for Nigeria?
I'm more high pa.
Sana I Arsenal go far. I Calafiori.
More high. Inter, Juve, Milan. Traditionally, these are the 3 big clubs in Italy. So Munina be express interest in him. XSA. Abranche in Bobo. Media Maheno. Especially the second half of the Serie A.
On the way, no.
Marcus Thuram corner wakuyibo ne fine no ya.
Is that original?
Yes, but I'm saying the upper body ne so build kakra. Mun say na idol so ne Virgil van Dijk o. Na idol ne Virgil van Dijk. Omo mu nim no ne say even at a young age to in school. The favorite league whilst he's an Italian, the favorite league is the English Premier League. And obet me abo players omo Premier League ni nyina. Okay. It's like a dream move.
So he knows what he's going
yes,
to do.
It's like a dream move for me, especially Okobo with an idol. I have Virgil van Dijk. But so far, Premier League now. I'll never take it. Second half of the season, Syria na American. No, against the top strikers in the Italian Serie A, one A Lukaku. Obi Oshe Napoli, any Parma. Second half of the season. Timer. Fabio Peccia, who was the coach for Parma, Munya promotion to the Serie A. Omuyi ni de Christian Kivu ba ye no. Zoto. How was he handle Lukaku? The kind of experience that Lukaku wore, any stage that Lukaku abobo. Na sa brantie we. Etimi so Lukaku mu, ji ni free game ni mu. Then against Juventus, how was he handle Vlahovic? Say yanka ni age ankyerwa. Zoto unyi ni so that age no. Bona obono. Anyhow, Mizoto, all developed to become one of the best center backs in the game. No, the age, no, any adrenaline than the team this above a chance. But this is the issue. He is moving to Liverpool not to start, which behind the development. It's Bema Boda. I deal with the Yamianim Ukraine. Say Mekasa Hamia Nameboa because Anka Yafa. Obidise Bastoni. He stayed in Italy and he was developed and he's one of the best center backs in the game. The closest to the qualities of Bastoni when it comes to the young Italian defenders or Mohono, Branche Fences Giovanni Leone. Mr. Oye destined to become one of the great defenders in the game. But the path now we choose no. Anyhow, premier because over Liverpool centre backs now. Who's the Liverpool centre backs? Come on, sliding tackles. Liverpool 2 centre back, first choice 2 centre back. Where a typical defender. But Obeden Wakutu Kunati Nivija Van Dijk.
Van Dijk is 34. There are a lot of games. On 2 almost is here. But you understand it.
Oh, they just Yamfani say. Yaman say season economy. Now Kunati Yakwa extending the contract.
Second half of the season, Yamani Moon. Sound Yabay and
the Ghana because the Ghana
didn't Liverpool team no. Omoko attack. Omoko attack no lose possession.
Africa.
Omoko attack no lose possession. I know we have vulnerable kakra, especially when much. Sometimes in the art of defending, no, you can use all the part of your body, excluding one side. But who move and die be a what to know that form so called clear boy for could be. Where there or your traditional Italian defender.
Okay.
Eti
a partner in your bad.
Omoyama. Abante we be mama the Liverpool chie kakra. Even though Liverpool me no more issues.
Calafiori by the.
Oh, but say me can Calafiori. Enu na me catch us na fan we say. Say wo sha us na team na. The importance of Saka. They say Sima Kofa Kure. Ayi Molebak is Kelly. Say Obetu Calafiori.
There be no any injuries in there.
But say the Musibo na baswin.
Oh man, now what's the last game no about?
But what's say Calafiori ni dey? E dey ade bi ba Arsenal team no. Arsenal defender say wo ho nyina aside Arsenal ko tuko na kick. Agebro anase Saliba e kopem bo ato net no. Say wo Arsenal defenders nyina dey wo eye for goal scoring Calafiori. Eti o ade bibi to Arsenal team no. So atre me jana say. I say mo manebo. Because they say in the World Cup 2026, and I will need my Italian players performing. I will be on Liverpool this season. Monti me fa we nko any Keza.
Na 18 year old.
Monti David Monti me fa we me any Keza.
We no bona kwanza obo matches.
Ngomo ha kwanza omo no. FA no ne.
Ngomo ya de omo league bi ada wo. Ono ye youth player. We wa bo Syria.
Tino,
you may Keza say. Mama me ya beto Akuliani.
Ele osu birthday. Ele osu birthday. Osu Mako bodyguard.
Oh, okay.
Osu na birthday. Okojina yi. It was a Rock City.
Okay.
And try osu birthday. Me dey madam for there but any birthday Mako na say me come because no problem. Big problem. Tino.
Okay. You know so na pay make us say Fosia Herbal Center Limited. No dia be adwaso no. Yenko ho agina de biara da ansa ne abua anopa ya tutumreka. We ye bema opeso wudi mensem yi a ebusu atie ni yi. Wadre Fosia men powder. Fosia men powder. Eda TV so yi ni ti ena ye fita no. Ye tu ni ti no hwe bigu onum, hwe bigu nsuohiem, fakobensuo fanom, okoko wuti. In the next 30 minutes abin go for bema ko ba no wa. Umfeli da no libido no ebekọ na chese wuntimi nyina so nche eno nso ebekọ wudi boni apehrer na fe wuda ho eno nso be free ho no mo wadro Fosia men powder bia use 7 years ni obi ba 2 years still ogusu use tie ni ye mo bi ko fansuo ma eye powder keke hwe na fe nom na nya ahye no mfa ma obetuma to Fosia cobites na the combination no dia nom na chese nyama ye kama koko no ha adwini ye pa nkofo bi dia epram no emoja etimi babra wakọ jana so koko didi hu a betimi ama wani aso ayi wisi utranya yi a ekofra wani wunya mesta ne bi dia ya no aka ese mo a ena ho ayɛ modem mo aduane sumani mu a montimi ntibi niye malaria no de kɔ ya pebosume na asaba tutumrika bra promise heba tachima ko Jamestown be bia ni atom heba ni nyinam no na jese wawuram e St John's CFC bus stop close to Ecobank no go so sister May kanamba ne bom e 0244 017097 and 0552 812 912 0552 812 912 no anya Fosia men powder cobites and ne Mr. no bi etumi akọ Kel Chako toothpaste ya na me boni din bia no a na ka me se bra ne won kronkoto mu no na ye ma me nom koborboru trenom de bidie de afra wotwu sin wie pa na ma me se bra na me hwɛ wo se aka nkyɛn kakra wo ye wie pa wo se ha me hwɛ no say yes na ni agye fe wo se no fita ene sa de combination bi ni ho eno na Samara company akofa de abase Kel Chako toothpaste emehye sa de no anan empa wo se fita eni kaka no emfiri no mo hade tosi sa wo kase go bi so na ne bofro no ebe yi sa de ni nyina no e de efiri ho abofra wonya mfinche bese 6 years eni mpanimfo nyina no anopane anwumre make sure so twetwe se nkwa de a eye Kel Chako toothpaste na nyema akoye e de amount 0246 864 798 0501 451 462 na no so enyama jejremu ama wanya kan bi etimi ato power specialist herba hospital ohenere akoso do yazu tutumrika bra hepatitis no nyanum dwabi no wodwa award no wagya fatty liver prostate ulcer fibroid kidney stone ya de no dos ni nyina no wankona so ya hu sampa okuradu papa anopa tutumrika na frɛ no 0244 544 422 ana so betumi so afrɛ no e 0200 383831 na no so wanya power specialist herba hospital enuma so de eye menu abomodem na ba bia woduro no fa bi ka ho wa fa bia nka ho a adwuma no onu nua nyina wom na kyerema no promotion wani kobere no ni nyina na sa nwumre na no okọ classes no masa wa hu ana September bosome no ye bie admission no de atum yesi mu amobay undergraduate postgraduate programs no we no eye Christian Service University yamomodem na fe yenko mo am pese musua MA event management no afi baako MSc digital marketing and supply chain management and so afi baako your MSc corporate planning and governance 1 year BSc cyber security 4 years diploma in business study na no so wodin fiemienu atumi asua hostel ne de edafam kudem na menka wo scholarship no akonya no da so da ho edema aggregate 6 to 15 and so da ho edema mo ye food bank program na afemu amoda ho hostel wo so de ye bomodin emamoduane etimi kodi manyama ekoyie edema wo content video no so ya bodoblu no miensa obo CSUC Edu Ghana uwie pa ka ese school no e wode no kwada so near Santase 100 meters off Star Junction Kumasi Road Obwasa 7 na meken 0246 275 375 0246 275 375 no wanya Christian Service University akosua de aduro ne de eye ba kopɛ adura de de se ebisi fie pa wodada sansan 1 cm distable tontum distable tontum abane ha adwene tontum akosua friye obe hawa na efene se na untumi na no de be kyen a wo be adwuma no afene na obeda wa madwuma so a asmato entafra kwa de masa wodi ne ho agropɛ wakoto aduanim nsonko nsuo nwa ni nyina no aduro ne yatumpan insecticide spray atumpan insecticide spray we spray we pa we no in the next 15 minutes ye wura dem ho won tikata ade ba kopɛ na abɛto odem ho edem ye ni nyina ne se ye the lemon lavender ne de fry a ye de eye nti secret ba ko na maka ade a kyerɛ wo no wo pɛ 400 ml 750 ml ni nyina no na ho ode no ɛso ɛkyɛ nkɔfo de no a wototototo no wuram ewo komasi a yɛsɔkɔban sanso na akra epokasi ACP takrade eye hakuna matata 0553 082674 0553 082607 no so wanya tumpan atumi atobi Franco Nokia Samsung iPhone Smart TV 32 to 100 inch ye wor Franco air condition boy na chese boy duma ye wor refrigerator type ben na wo pe check freezers no ebi wo ho washing machine microwave blender CCTV camera functioning monitor video anytime anywhere ni nyina no wo ka so wo kona so ye bia no a bia ba wura bia no ente so no eda ho no mo ko ejaba jewel Talang Bishop Edum Old Macon Kofo Clinic New Kajetia de tie nie 40% discount and we be ediatum ediama wo friend was 0245 316969 0245 316969 0560 684147 no anya Franco anya nyama pani bi atimi atu me nkwa agina ansa no akobuya da bi ni nyina no se aduro ne bibini to ma plus de osa atete no ama ya tutu anuane bebre still ne so tia na etie abusua tenie wo kwa wo de wo ye hwehwemu na wie wunim dada so wo de ne ka cho say gastric ulcer duodenal ulcer peptic ulcer stomach pains stomach gas indigestion esophageal ulcer ni nyina na busua meso system de bia na ye strong wa wotire yi a kotwa no mienu miensa enan na hoto no atumi aba woni mo bi a oyare ulcer o kroketo mu a ene tutumrika koto bi fa koma no de bia no betwa prose adawase me ka ne say no bra adum promise eba ebi wo hasesi e mo a motwa mo ashtown no bomoden ko ho no be bita pharmacy e sha ho benya bia to enkran o kan shi e ho so de bita ba ko e sha ho a pharmacy obenya bi atumi atu 0558 and 0541 337 Rosters Roofing tieniye was sidi no apeke enu nti baje so mfaso ebra wo beto aluminium product bia e de akoba da so alo zenkene de mesime nsu awiada nsu da de bia no ho denden empo na eno so a empa maka cho se nationwide ubo wura ba bia Rosters Roofing ebe hu sampa se de enteso no no ati de afi so manchense na ye 0501 453 869 0544 338 042 eba phones and accessories se sie watwam ewo adum ajekombedina nipa eguo ni hina no masa nyeze bia ntokobi na esi no moko hwebie obi ekope iPhone de obenya no wakura iPhone obi kura fa hwe detimi tracke ne akohu nti iPhone de onyusu bi da akonya ni nie na mom ebia ne bo hu first ne bo hu this pagya wiase sika nyina ansa ne manyafo wei e de akura wode abroche ne de aba Ghana sa na abroche mu ye ka otimi to ne de ateto efie koto ne no waye nkakra phone enu nti eba phone ene de bi aba Ghana ha wo se wo bepe ukra Ghana card na wo perform bi te say iPhone SR ukra 800 Ghana and money mu na no the phone action nsam de aka no so betwa na wotwe ana abosome akonya no eda ho mo pe iPhone 13 ukra 1800 and also we betu ato ase ne adan phone no e de action nsam mesi de ohia ya Ghana card wo hia collateral bia guarantee bia so ni wachi emfamba se si idea okokoto future and ato e wo ho se omo boys no hwe ma no obi anes fo ne ji omo de e kuma se adum adekum bed no ni mikado no na hwe animu enkran de ye nkrabata ne doso e circle inside American Mall Circle Mall Block A Shop 21 Circle Titolin adjacent modern photos number ni 0200 689 170 0200 689 170 0200 689 175 no nya eba phones enya iPhone bi etimi ekra yes another one I want also ye adwuma ye pause bona ba so Jacob Columbe Company Limited wasi bomodem bra na maye adwuma na wie neat ade aka ene so benya light no akotena fie ho wonu abusua mako akotena ho no mo wonu obi ani light bill wonu obi ani prepare bia wasumbajo na mom light no ko busaye no masa be betua be se hwanhwa de wo ho wonu be ko site ho no wa kire no o dabi ene say enetie wo ba modin awie ya pe na chese wotwe ne need ed amount ye kwa ye housing whole wiring PVC pipe fitting electrical for service CCTV camera installation fire alarm system pole working gate automatic motor installation gate air conditioning services ni nyina no wo ye masi woda no ukrus wodin and name light goose no ache ayeda da wodi agorope efie no eja eba betom sesi ade tutumrika na frɛ no e wo 0536 006 441 0245 718 958 ebra wadru kronum abohia adonko nie bestbrain nie na chese watu Jacob Columbeck ewo ho miwie with Pepsodent cavity fighter toothpaste ade anim ne dada no ne ene eba besesa no ne nyina ne se amayese aye fita ama konkonene no afri yesim ye wie nso halitosis eno nso atumi ekọ eno nti make sure abofra ne ko school no ya no ahwese chobos no ana trunk no ebi hyemu a se the problem woni ha obia 25 years nie still ogoso adigana de aboso bra ye papa se papa de eno ani nim eno nti Pepsodent every smile matters 11:30 exactly legend Otuo-Acheampong on today's post
ba for one Otuo-Acheampong a ode assembly ba for ntia no afa ho na ya hwe na obeman go phone go my ba for ne ye nti we
I mean change ko ba me ibuse bu ko
so ya poacho
be se hu da be ba
beba ya sere wa
be ba ne sa no ma hu hia me pa nti ebre no so a be she da adi akiri kakra na ya kwa akohwe na tese nti no I raise article 47 3E 8E 48 3E and I was shut down. Referee George Siada cries foul. Tama
Seja.
Seja and your good friend Seja. And I say where you are down for.
Oh, David.
When in your fine.
Meaning no.
When him no. Okay. Information you picking say o man nsa so Congress senka. Mrade baby o hanko o senka. Omo tro de koye. Senka general secretary heni asesa no say na isi clubs na isi bitiatem gu ni so no. Na information you picking say timer wodi ya kakra wo ni members ne ho. Say as the members ne kra so asan yi na ma aka ho. Enti no emunsem aba ye kakra edi so edi akire nkofo na wo so ne nanka opay nchim.
Na so no nim so opeja ne za ne nkofo ne mfi no. Oh, no za ko beja ne za gra he.
Control the akoma general secretary say article 47(3)(e). Article 47(8) and 48(3)(e) ni nyina no ehia insakire kakra. Enti kan na nanka osin ka obisa ne nsa onpeja ne nsa nanka obisa. Na emtiate egu no masa fansa to no.
Na mtezo ono beja ne nsa ye den.
Congress no was moderated by the president himself. He was the MC, he was the moderator, he was everything. Enti na Congress nso nipa mienu pe ne kasa ye. The general secretary and the president asan.
Because some send it, Congress, document in Mawa. Baby, I walk issue on honor. So you throw to them.
And I am going there.
And son of Mako Congress.
And I'm going
I think that's the now.
Me buza says sad. I'm going there. Otuo.
Don't go ahead. Don't
Yes, we are interrogating it based on the okay. What trauma? Me come say me ba wa mengasa. Ade ya wie. Enti ya esa afaka. Eko tena pram ho. Ego didi eme esika ye den. And that's how they can hear. There are issues you can ask, especially when there's a procedural error.
Okay.
You can raise your hands and ask. At the moment, all argument ekoso about nsuate. And Uncle feel say nsuate man team no. Almost all mo league ni biem. Omaguno any hobiem. And there are people arguing say this is a season and then the Congress will say that nsuate is no more with us. Others are saying say no be on mobile. Obi onye hwe o adena ye oni ho they say one eku ayegu no one baba betra say me ye ayi because there's no more a general manager, there's no more any obi ani obi
but me nya another information o man ko bi kra so
o man ko they voted na esa ka vote second ko so number no
say 123
almost say
123 number instead of 124 123
checks na
no an argument is going on and our baby I can just so man to be and abuse say this yeah, phones. Yeah, from above Aquano.
Until Sango for no bit my convince some call you.
You can call them.
Me say, the entire man Nemonia on say where this argument is going on. Ubia me raises oh mama.
Oh mama, okay.
What I say, nobody has come any baby or mama could become I said they were not there.
Who's that such issue by no? Yes, your course, just to find out. So what I say because there's another group of more case in Sometymer. Yeah, Roko no their name were not mentioned.
Only at the moment
because
people so be can pom ko. Ba me dey say I'm on a platform. Argument no e koso.
Okay.
Senkoma maybe kura na ka the first thing will be that they were not there.
Yeah.
But they are entertaining the argument. Bisu kwa resist say obisu to be against or no. Sa ni pan ko registrar general na ade a ni di ni club dum enti and obisu okay say sa na tie dia. And the whole exercise is fraud. Then somebody raised the and the vote in be year free. The kind of discussion Senka instructor for Ankubia come and raise that
because the entire baby a captain Fiban there's a school of thought say omo 2 years nyina no sa 6 for no omo abstain here any omo a omo vote against and omo abstain here no come bomu a na de koka omo a omo 2 years no ho a number na ema wo no
that argument is flawed. What if somebody did not come? The fact say 123 inches in Suatre. Congress you quite club you are for some reason maybe went me amambo.
Okay, and also
that alone does not take them out.
And I think
Tebeba has but what's the answer at the end say okwa upeje mpeje nsan kansem.
First Congress now you the issue ni ba now you debate on it. Now we are to Maba. But now, Omaya say, issues ni na sent to you about 2 weeks before the Congress no. It will be a free say issue one no. You write it back to the General Secretary for rectification.
Like that. Proceed. Oya no be back and forth to the particular issue.
Yes.
But you can talk about procedure. You can ask a question about Adibia officer Achia.
Na accounts
And yes, na baby akia kwatro obi ankasa. Si ekwo a ni akoedi ewia ni edidi ni ameka eska abade. And the second, there's no need for anything.
Okay, Matilda, what can
And Tibia, but me, I'll check in strategy enough for you right in the next minute.
Timer.
They were there.
Has Kotoko and Vision FC and all the other clubs were paid 3,000 each for their TNT for attendance of the Congress.
So they paid then
3,000.
Why no?
all the clubs?
And yeah, all the clubs. Omama did 2 reps. Who the 1 rep in the club? 1,005. 2 reps in the Premier League clubs. Nunya, FNC 3,000.
1,005.
And also a different kakra.
Mammy here,
And also a different kakra. Say, and then no crime. Be the huge man.
Mammy has any the okay, but 1,005 more than normal with Congress.
There is a Congress no.
Congress in Chesicana based on club.
A individual.
You are paid based on where you are coming from.
Oh, okay.
But when they are not flat.
And they be an unketty and tea.
Tama,
Because Obi intimi free there was another paper you signed against where you are. Can you free Kumasi Congress? Any more think crime. Any more free waban, they don't pay the same amount.
As a wife on just Kumasi.
Ah, now be a free wa bedroom crime.
Okay.
Now our thing and to be away no was a flat rate.
We're flat.
But at that TNT 2 was paid.
Okay, fine. But minimum say at least.
So what is the money for?
Me no each were given 1,005.
Jacoba success for what?
So called Congress
For
in
attending,
America. Then for attending. So be over that hotel and San Waba. Obi obey waiting to for your eyes per them.
Okay.
But there's back who are ending baby free ban.
And who TNT
Whether you are division 1 or whichever division.
Okay.
You must Kumasi phone in ano. Ebia you are giving be on VIP and now we boa na the amount. Now we are for
VIP from Tamale 2.
Yeah, that there's a certain consideration near the amount. Be obi free waiba, obi free ball get back Congress, no be think kind. Now more money 1,005. So that's not fair.
Tama, good afternoon all.
A Yomuazika association Esikana, your mum be some bra.
Okay.
But it's just a chichi.
Everyone check out you.
Anna.
CBS.
That's 1,005. He says it's here.
As you see, necessary.
Not 1,005. Kotoko 1,005. I can be Kusuyaman 1,005. Say,
and I make us after that. Minimum this year, dear. But all the congresses we have attend after that, no. A Kesika. A Kesika. I the man based on where you are coming from. So I'll be surprised they paid same rate for a moment in kind. And no moment wa.
Okay.
And Tama, good afternoon all. Third tranche payment. 20,000 has been paid into your account. The remaining 10,000 is being processed for this payment on or before Friday.
Argument, Kafra. And I like this from Fawaz. I say the more argument here flawed Quran.
Fawaz, media dynamic. Okay.
Sometymer, they will be treated as a premier division. Tom the 2 Nebeko. Tom 2 now, 122 and 123.
Ah, okay. Not just in Sometymer, the end.
The 122 no 123 no scratches say. Because we
a strong.
So unless a back about one.
Strong, yeah. Strong. Auntie, Tama, message is from the General Secretary to all the Division 1 clubs. No, Auntie, before Congress and also that was also paid. And also no. Auntie, my main call. We have a clear direction for this match. It will give us the opportunity to showcase how far we have come. The Homework Cup presents the platform for Didi Dramani to show something new to the Phobian family. Voice.
The period warrants for testing, both physically, technically, tactically, and mentally. And so all the fundamentals of football are involved in this period. It's a period where you blend your new staff with the older ones. It's a period where you set up new clarities in terms of concepts. It's a period where you put new models, and so there are so many things happening around this period, and it's all about cohesion. It's all about bonding. It's all about finding the right connection. And so we are building a house. That means that every material is very important, and so we will see new innovations from even the present cup that you spoke about. There are so many things that have been invented and they're put in place. But these games happens to give you the opportunity to prepare them so that you can actuate and then believe in what you are doing and trust in the process. And so we have a clear roadmap that we are spread out, and then this match will just give us an opportunity to try to bring something out of.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tama, there is a growing fear that Kotoko cannot host Kwara at Babayara, despite an investment.
Tell Harry he's educating the public, so you should be careful.
Oh,
I got my TNT.
oh.
What about Raja Kambidiana? What when they
But the name Pato home.
When
it is or Jesus, I didn't hear Pato home.
tell Harry I got my TNT.
Which was how much?
Hey, what's with you? Once or
Let me see.
Uh-huh.
The Premier League clubs, no.
Mm-hmm.
2 reps, no. Each was given 1,500. And Tiago, for instance, got 3,000.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe my point I'm making now. Say those clubs were paid 3,000 to vote for.
And the legend
Not to vote for. Me pal chow. This thing and Congress has been there since.
Me conclusion, no.
No conclusion here wrong.
Permit me to draw that.
No, wrong because you tear Sika Congress and you know.
Yeah.
There 20 years ago now Congress.
Yeah, grandpa, yes, media cry.
And think I said they were given to vote for. So you don't say to vote for.
Okay. 80. There's a growing fear that Kotoko cannot host Kwara at Babayara despite the huge investment made so far. 78,400 Ghana cedis has been spent on Babayara, but there are fears that Kotoko cannot play there.
Director General of National Sports Authority
some people in Kotoko challenge this amount.
It is not as if the Babayara cannot host it.
There's a growing fear.
This weekend, no more, he will be here to look at progress. Well, Kumasi, to look at progress. What you say? Inti ebejina said the park no. Inti ya mummy enko na oni enko we. The regional director. Nana. Who's a Mrs. Tapano no?
Oh, sir.
Ebeko nana.
And obey o me enko chia no.
Obetima ko chia. Na enko nana onko be bia du. Obetima ko. Oh. Ya ona mu so beba. No ma ba bebe. Inti mu amu keka se baba yara na calf na de no. Munya abotre.
I think so because you're growing fair there. Obakato cannot be out of place.
No, Solomon de ano no land say car for release stadium bia. Omu qualify so who's listen.
For now, dear, yes, come over and come.
And na afi so no. Calf no omu mahabiem ansa according to Solomon. Omu mahabiem and na make us a moment and no yansa. Calf nipa na wo ho.
And I mean, no producers no bad any who.
I say. But Patrick, come last one. We don't have any extraordinary players, but with unity and determination, we are ready for House of Folk in the Homo World Cup. Coach Bashir Hayford.
But we believe that the seeds are put down to germinate to become seedlings, and the seedlings, when they are transplanted, become plants. The plants will grow and become trees, and the trees will eventually bear fruit. So all those who saw being seeds are now becoming plants, and they are bearing fruit now. So I cannot single out say this one or that one. I started by saying that only 2 have left, and so all of them we paraded about 25 players. So all the 25 are there, and they came and saw a good.
Maybe. Patrick Tawanti Hannah. Me do Bejina. me do gyina hanom na
okay so there we go so bet kakra na
no
yenye kakra na
yenye you know
okay okay kwa na fa yenye ade
so too yaba Baba Sports Stadium SSM penny for more many na omutimi ye nyoma ye we ni say GFA president we unite me bambi after helping raise money for the Ghana Premier League clubs now e munchi bu baba
you have second vice as
yeah
near that is how
anya no worry
no if you then if you na do copy mo enti no open fee me and say 3 times na say it's a bit me or bit me their cost bit me the gina soro ho achapa na
mo ko aba mo so emfa mo interview wo sa ka
na emfa mo tell ye change me mpre emfa mo ye change me mpre
dabi
ye gwa
captain clubs 100 and something akoto muntimi nka ho ase mu wi bi ono gina ne ba bi o de vote ko kan obi ahwan en se da anya hwe no ono na se mese
ni progress or not
there is you ko kan ko kan 6 no kura na omanto na 8 en zahwe bi ohun se otu bi ohun se 100 and something na page no hu se da bi
na de no hu ye
se omoto omo page
sa ko no de adwene ko
en ti bi o ko se o ko kan ho de bo hu se dipa 113 se say atuna no hu se jibo o de kan ho an ko se sa hwe ntima mpemba bi ntina jibo 3 time na e de be ni pemba ni obi 2 vote ye de is 100 and something vote to enye 40 something kwa no aka se o de kan ho 100 and something to
e ho asem adaji na eni ho nti e be mu akeka ko o de enye
kan ko to e kan ko nte hwe se e to aba o de ma ne bia ni pa 7 na mu 5 ato so mo pair instantly wow o two that can who
it depends on it depends on two no magnitude
the magnitude you know you 1 vote is to 1 vote mizoto congress
ya mamu metra me ka say e na wo setting na mo bi automatic play square school based on what some are okay argument be e bra mri bi say wo say kotokoni house where school ni sa de no if 1 vote is 1 vote there establish that club ni na e pe wo
sasa okay and then sasa
copy oh
sasa na copy mo ho and je copy mo ho dey say
establish wa obi a meka so obi so chen obi
dabi
anso chen obi based on this argument no and the young girl him to be
say be me matches more chen wo dey asem ho
and then was
contest
yeah you matches more no and na chese assemble can be na
assemble your top players man assemble say number 1 say nyine koto aba yesi nyina de e 1 botu mpacho wate ase ananya sa na tie
Ghana obi o 1 vote
pepe
eso yenyepe
yenyepe
Ghana e ya de kro
depending on the context
ebi we am state barrier
the context of the
eso we koto aba obi ade nti abato de
so in the context of election nyina e pe
no
in the context of election
in the context of opinion and positions yenyepe
no too in the context
of a good topic for another day.
In the context of general elections, obi a happy. But in the context of political power, any real difference with them. And to be our contest edition, see if we me matches more. Let's talk within that contest. So within that contest, and I'm saying you me matches more. No, I have every right to make a larger argument or to make an argument. Say, yeah, you me the more, I say me two more. But in the context of voting, yes, you will be at the EP. And at the end of the day, what do you expect me to do? But moving forward, me the NS say, Baba Sports Stadium, they say penny for more money. I'm happy with the posture of the NSA director. So you be back, no more share, no more be checking your man akano. I said, no, I make a highway. No, so say the biggest problem now has to do with a pitch. No, if the pitch is resolved, a boama. And Oma Bibri, 8 me koso, Emma Bibia Koye, for the dressing room, for the for the media stand, for the scoreboard, Nessan, your money there. These are factors, and no, and shed and debris, as long as there is money. Inti, Yen Hessen and Yoma Koso, Ewon Commodium net me aboa, ama, your men in a family too. Tiri drama ni so on your gunanimo so too. On say the first cap or boy and farmer no, that was the president cap. But I don't know buy and chair. Now he will play the Gaka top 4 and also play the Omo Cup. Before you start next season, say ultimately some form of hope and confidence me. Ebi ura heart to folk team num. Ema echita for ni GD or kwan of faso e ne nneoma etimi kosoro. And I think say sad trophies me enu we egu nanim no. So etimi born homodin ye.
Thank you sir. Jibo. Yeah. Na uri ade aka se ase afa de bia aye na aye na.
Say ya de clubs nyina egu ba bi fa ko say aba 20. To abusua kra ye wo mu no. Asembe fie se ntwa abusua pan. So ye ba akopo. Tonimza. Se ntwa abusua pan. Na abusua pan ni ba. Ghana football abusua pan ni Asante Kotoko. Se Kotoko kira mo stance sie a mezutu. It shakes the decision of the FA. Na say FA president odimi gya na adwuma nyina won kan betina kuma se so Kotoko vote. So time no spend wo kuma so spend bu other clubs ho. Ebu akro the phone call keke. Ebu the phone call keke. Na se nyoma ekoso okroma yenim. U PSS ezo PSS. O that 12 e that 12. Nti de ekoso bia yenim. Yenim yu adwuma obeye wa ha when he needed Kotoko vote. Ede na wa maye when Kotoko decided say finally do vote be my FA president instead of George Free, who is a fan of the club. I watched on so many occasions. Kotoko tu kwan wo de akire sometimes financially will contribute to. FA president be di be 2 weeks okroma. Yenim de esi ye, I didn't know be yes ade no. Akire the weight of the club. Nansen ya pole asem si ye. Se no mbeti ya Ghana league no. No me Kotoko fixtures egu. Ma Kumasi ayempene, o ma fa play na ma. Enti Kotoko no, aye ka ho asem no. Sebi kafra o, enye Gold Stars. Enye Samates. Kotoko nye Vision FC. Kotoko nye Brekum Chelsea. Kotoko te se ya ko Egypt na yesi ye take decision e de ama Egyptian League. Untimi nyi elali mfrim. Ye sheda ko bu se elali for madwene ne sei. Spain, ye said that Kobusa Real Madrid ne Barcelona madwene ne say. So to the match na say. Because without these clubs, Mizoto the FA cannot function. Ada yente Ghana ha. Say clubs bo matches wo mu home. Opa China yen starting league, Gold Stars ne Samates. Ubekona gate fee 20 Ghana cedis. The following week Omni Kotoko popular stand 50 VIP 100 Ghana cedis. Ada na de omoje ne Samates no mbeje Kotoko na say has. It is a decision be ba. Yes, Pete Kotoko ne has based on omo kese to show Mizoto monche baby omugina. Te say ye besi ete hey. Kotoko ntimi nkyere say tete no omofo aso na omofo aso. It is a bebo Ghana football. Kotoko so omuni we be gunu so a omso omuni mo hwe. Enti Obed Kotoko no enye ordinary club. Forget about Abattoir results. Obed, forget. And I'm my example say. Time up, pole uye no. Say na clubs is on bobo. But omu twenya ma FNU try to convince Kotoko. E ma nyoma Kotoko so omu hiom so mbe ya mo mansa na league ni eto aso. Ade no man ka say Kotoko nko de. So omu mo league na enyo omu si ba bi ni enko boye bo.
Enye Kotoko the other clubs that were
clubs bay. Apart from Kotoko ne has, me man take club bi no support Kotoko. Eti Kotoko said decision no muteki ene de nyame anim no kroni be ma boada enye good for the stature of the club and the weight of Asante Kotoko as a football club no Mizoto is no good. Kakra bi on e ba chomfa lady no ne Alphonse eko omoko congress omoko to men so at man menya na picture.
Oh okay.
It ba chomfa nto so ma esisi at congress lady no ne Alphonse ko to men so at man ni. Eni o de nto omfa
lady de okoko to.
O de woni mo mtie bia de ona be enye black Chinese. O de enye black Chinese. Na enwonwa yi.
Oh we are going to go.
Ke on say Mizoto. Ade bia wo ya on emra wo ho Mizoto. Emra wo ho ena CS wo ho. So te me chenase. Ye di CS ena ye mra. Mizoto untimi ka se wo ye mra e wa bra ba to CS common sense ato akone. So te me chenase. Inso atema ye ka ho asem yi. Omo si tim ni yagu no. siasia dey
do me ti oba
mo ko hede wo ho ana ye from abeye dey ọmọ tu aba na nya so mo tu bi lady oni ọtụma nso atema
oye why I say
ọ na-eda so no
na mo ni mi dey
ọ na-eda so no
je zo ni mi dey
o de ọ na-eda so no
na so bibia na ni ko be je say nso atema
na de ọmọ ko ejotwo mu di bo eh efe yi ne
one thing was to establish say our congress grounds were and they established because this is how they you know
we are
was say
o de
I don't say nya
o de
dada
man nto so
I don't nya nya dada
do aso nya he o wi ona be chim enjo why uni no na
minimum di but the whole congress grounds
okay
our congress grounds or na bizoto e wi ase an nipa ho nwa enu ayetia house of folk kokoto fo obi so o issue ho do an to de ane eni asemo ho nya mi nya wo be de te enu or talking about and who can say and has a koto for. And I was telling him the house of folk, see, I can't pay this FA president a buyer of count. On the day I told by any hobby. Any partner dinachi. Time I knocked a coin now, near second run, Nippon dinachi. So too, I tell house of folk management and board members. Honorable Dote, I saw him. Mr. Fragness in Wokoro, I saw him. Randy Abbott, then at that time I saw him. And House of Folk people were minimum with him. Omuna, that time, a bass or monko, omuni class and Casana, almost to a young second run. Omunum coyes I did. It is almost supposed to one day. But what that the also who the upper tampy, you didn't see this year. You can't win issue. You become was a producer, they cannot SM time. Now, SM time, no. And I'm saying, no, you're chow because one of
Dr. Kasa.
Okay.
Wase SM no de se nipa dodo na jato
fantastic
Manchester se kura no emu kura ye den o mu twa na asa
so production no
na se kese ngofo bi ko wie bi mom ko che o
ya che o mu nyina me so to
ko ye o mu
ya chance afidie no un se ya de afidie fofo no aba ye pese ye increase production no
but no obi sim o se ho na wo ye adwuma na na obi sim musa o
oh me so to I won't say some ya adwuma directly
official PR
but me an ambassador
okay you tuaka
doctor hu na ji ho
wa sign contract you tuaka
ye ntuamika but me allowance what I say I got you tuamika da or pa tuamika
na but so ye adwuma bi a ja allowance
o ma kind of typing
o throw to the office of the HR through your head of
so you are the general manager so come to your office me boss what you do head of what you do
oh okay
what you do
and I did be bow near only a con dog was it. It was can be a
oh, what because I do Jack comes to do
SM or say doctors stroke no stroke no.
Because I know there some can't just say Eduaba hospital no it was
as at in rate it was any part 650
fantastic
and this year this stroke aba o ma teacher mo mako
me pese unya kwanya na do ko ba fiku na hwe the facilities na ho no hwe surroundings na
hwe say uni mo bia stroke adokro na fa no ebehu fresh ase na number na say
numbers no 0243
the mild one actually probably be gugu there
0243
mo fan tam no
989368 0243 989368 and 0558 379545 0558 379545 and 0201 044221 0201 044221 and na open no ni bia to a wo se no na bebrebe your diabetes no ho your SM na nkasa ayesisie ene wo libido no twene example watenka e de no so wo ho open no bia to a so to wo ni che kolenak wo crow from Ashton crow from Quantimpon so benya bia to Freddy Mens e wo KO e bi ho Apidank e wo KO Promise Herba e wo abrosan ye team ase wo pepepe Kasapa Pharmacy e wo Tachiman Sana Repash or can she drug lane House of Drugs e wo kan she wa biem Gapsin Pharmacy Okofodia PK Gombila e wo Tamale God Date Pharmacy e wo Takrade Pena Herba e wo Cape Coast